All right, hey guys. Well, this is my first real video on reviewing a vehicle. This is the 2023 Ford Maverick XLT with the FX package. MSRP was around 32 grand. About the only added options I got was I believe the convenience package, which got your heated seats, heated steering wheel, and then of course the FX package came with the max tow package on this vehicle. I did add Husky floor liners. Here, I'll show right here. You can see the Husky floor liner there. Fits great. The one on the driver's side, you can kind of see down there. Fits great. Not a great picture, sorry. And then the one in the back also fits great. I did the Truxedo X15 tonneau cover, which I'll show you in a second. So this review isn't going to really be about driving the vehicle. There's a million of those reviews out there. I'm just going to talk about ownership after about 4,000 miles. So I'll the dash here, if you could see. So right now I got about 4,135 miles on the vehicle. I'm averaging about 29 miles per gallon. I'll talk a little bit about that. My last fill up, I believe, was getting around 30 and a half average miles per gallon. So really good overall. So it's ownership perspective. So if you're interested in the Maverick and you're lucky enough to get your hands on one, it took me about 9 months to order one. I paid MSRP. I didn't pay a penny over. The only thing the dealership really added was a $150 oil change package, which is great. Other than that, it's been a nice vehicle. I enjoy owning it. A couple things as you go through just the general setup. So one of the things as an owner I don't really like, you can see this plug right here. That's to get your Apple CarPlay or your Android Auto. I don't really like that. I wish it was wireless. Like in I have a Chevy that's wireless. So that's a little bit of annoying because you have to kind of have this plug handy. The automatic shifting, here down here, the knob, I hate that. I find it very annoying. Oftentimes I'm trying to shift into drive or park and I turn the wrong way. I guess you can blame that on me, but I just don't like that. I'd rather have it up on the dash. Speaking of that, since I got the XLT, you notice there's a key in there. It's not push button start. I thought I'd like that, or I wouldn't mind that, I should say, but it's kind of annoying. I realize how much I really do like push button starts. And then lastly, with the screen, that screen is pretty much flat, dead, right against the dashboard. So it actually, in the bright light, makes it a little hard to see. Now it's pretty visible right now, but I'm also back about a foot or so from the screen. But it does make it tricky to see in highlight situations because it's very flat on. Other than that, it's a pretty standard car. It has a lot of the, features that you would find in today's typical, typical vehicles. It's not a lot of frills, I'll be honest. AC runs icy cold. I got this vehicle in March. Only had really 1 or 2 really cold days, and the heater works phenomenally well. I'll talk a little bit about the seats. As far as comfort, I just got the standard cloth seats. They're pretty comfortable. They're, for a longer drive, they're not great. I noticed, both my wife and our back was a little achy after driving. We drove to California, which is about a 10 and a half hour trip from where we are. And then of course the back seat where our daughter sat, she's a little taller 12-year-old, but she was definitely cramped and crowded back there. So that's something to kind of consider as you're, depending on your family needs and what vehicle you're looking for. So that's definitely something to consider. Now I'm about 5'10". I fit very well in the front seat, and I have the front seat kind of half forward. If I was a lot taller, it would definitely be crowded in the back. And then sitting on the passenger side, it can also get a little crowded as well. The last thing I want key fob, very standard key fob. Notice there's no remote start on the key fob at all. You have to access that through the app. So it does take a minute. It's probably a 30-second, process to kind of click and hold on the app to remotely. Now there's pluses and minuses to that. Obviously, if you have a long walk out of your office building or something, accessing that through the app is a lot easier than, say, holding it out the window and trying to start the vehicle. So there's pluses and minuses, but you're not going to find a remote start on the key fob. It does have to be accessed through the app. And then I would say the only other thing that kind of annoys me a little bit is if you look down here at the windows, there's no automatic up or down, which our vehicle seems kind of, chintzy that they didn't do that with the Ford Maverick. It actually has a lot of practical uses, especially as you're pulling away or pulling up to some spots and you want to have the window roll down automatically. You kind of have to keep your, finger on that button and one hand on the steering wheel while you're paying attention. So little things like that do kind of, make me scratch my head a little bit as far as, what were they necessarily thinking. Other than that, it's pretty standard. The deep armrest box there, and then also there is the box which is pretty decently sized for the Maverick. You got cup holders in the door. They work extremely well. You'll notice a lot of plastic bits throughout the Maverick. There's 2 cup holders there, a spot for your phone or your keys, whatever it may be. There's also a little cubby up here by the radio as well, right here. This acts great for a phone, and also works very well. And I'll just go around real quick and I'll open the door and I'll show you the back seat. Okay, I'm going to open up the back door here. Whoop, I'm going to open the door. So in the back, again, the back seat, it's tight back there. I'm not going to lie. There is great compartments underneath the seats here, and I'll show you that. What you can do is there's a little latch right here that lifts up, and you can see that I have quite a bit of stuff here. I have some pickleball stuff. I have some locks in a bag there, underneath the seat. So there's good size room under there, certainly for like an emergency kit or something. The doors have cup holders. You could fit 2 pretty decent sized cups there, or water bottle. Actually, there is even a little water bottle indication there, so if you wanted to do that. And outside of that, it does have an armrest for the back seat as well. I'll show you the Tuxedo cover. Now I opted for the low profile cover, which I actually really like. I love the look of it. It took all about an hour to install by myself. Pretty easy install overall. And then as far as the back goes, it keeps the back fairly dry and quiet. I opted not to get a bed liner for this just yet, but eventually I will. One of the other things, just to quickly point out, is this does come with a plug in the back. You can see that right there. So that comes in really handy. Say if you're pumping up, a raft or something else, or you wanted to charge a phone, or you wanted to run something that's low voltage. It does have a option to add other plugs, I suppose. I don't really know much about it. And then this cubby hole in the back here, it's kind of comical. It's pretty useless. You could pretty much get about 4 cans of soda in there, maybe. Right now I just have a bungee cord in there, so not really useful, but I guess, I don't know, I guess you could store something really small if you wanted to. Last thing I'll say about the tonneau cover is I did opt for the roll-up tonneau cover, because if you get the trifold, it does use quite a bit of the back bed, and this is already a very small, I believe 4.5 foot bed to begin with. Other than that, it comes with the standard FX4 stickers. I love the tires. I love the rims. They're a little more aggressive tread than the tire, and I love the fact that the rims are black. The door handles are black, so they're not painted. But other than that, it's been a great vehicle so far. Rides really nice. It's very quiet. Again, I'm not going to really talk too much about the driving of the vehicle, or because there's so many videos on that. But I can say, what I can tell you basically is I really like the vehicle as a small truck. Gets great gas mileage, suits all our needs. The other vehicles we were looking at the time were the Hyundai Santa Cruz, which a buddy of mine does own, and he enjoys that as well. I looked at the Chevy Colorado and the Toyota Tacoma. Great trucks. They certainly ride a lot more truck-like than this does, of course, because they are trucks. But the gas mileage also is quite a bit different. You're looking at low, 20s or even teens, whereas you could see on my on the screen cluster there, I'm getting about 30, 31 miles per gallon. That's driving in Utah on the highway going 75. Some cases 80. I am light on the pedal, but if you stomp on the pedal, that's going to affect your gas mileage. But I've gotten 32, 33 as well. So really great gas mileage for this vehicle. So that's the 2023 Ford Maverick FX4 with the XLT package, or I should say XLT with the FX4 package. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments. I'll do my best to get back to you, and thanks a lot for watching.